fact that I am here and enjoying this wonderful privilege and this wonderful honor is significant because misfits of the world can succeed if they join the Marine Corps and learn just a couple of lessons, two very quick lessons, and the Commandant has already heard these. The cake reminds me of it especially. But at our pass and review ceremonies at basic school, which ended our whole training there, and we were dressed in all whites, and I wish, General, we could get those back. I've said that to you before, but at any rate, we're dressed in all whites. And the adjutant came to me as the commanding officer of the parade and said, and I quote, "Sir, the parade is formed." Whereupon this Marine's mind went completely blank. I had no idea what to respond or what to say. So I stood tall and said, "Splendid." Then there was a united inhalation of breath behind me by the basic school mucky mucks or senior officers, and later we had meaningful dialogue. With regard to the cake, let me just say that in Okinawa we had to go to Kadena. I don't remember what service was at Kadena, but it certainly was more spectacular than Camp Courtney, living in units where the Army said they were humanly unfit. But at any rate, my buddy was supposed to be in charge of the cake detail, so wonderfully brought in by the cake detail, but unfortunately he was emulating the example of his colleagues in a prior year or prior time in history at Tun Tavern. And so he had been in the smart juice a little bit and was declared unfit for this special duty. Who did they pick on, or who did they select? But Lieutenant Roberts, where I asked the gunny, I said, what do we do? What am I supposed to do? He said, "Just don't worry, follow me." And so we went in, not with the pomp and ceremony of this, but we did a pretty darn good job. And then I had I was facing the cake. General Lucky, who was the commanding general of the 3rd Marine Division at that time, was behind me. The gunny said, "Sir, you might want to turn around." Whereupon I did. I didn't know what to say to the general, so I finally came forth with another gem. I said, "Sir, the cake is formed." He did not reply, "Splendid." My father was a Marine. He was 42. He lied about his age. He said he was 39. He got into a special program, saw action on Okinawa and Iwo Jima. 15 years later, I stood on Mount Suribachi, the first return by Marines, and wondered how anybody survived. We had a lot of talks about that. So the Marine Corps blood is very thick in the Roberts family, and this is a special privilege. How many times did I join you and watch Senator Warner be the most seasoned Marine, if you will, and I never thought I would see the day where you can't take John Warner's place, but you would be in these same shoes. Some advice to members of Congress on this special day: if everybody could get in the Marines, it wouldn't be the Marines. Thank you for that low chuckle. Here's a special one. You may be able to win without fighting, and that is preferable, but it is harder, and the enemy may not cooperate. Now, this is a very good quote for us to remember, both in the executive and also the legislative branch. Once you're in a good fight, it's too late to ponder whether or not it was a good idea. Do unto the enemy and do it first. Remember that diplomacy is the art of saying nice, pause, nice doggy, until you can find a bigger rock. And for civilians to err is human, to forgive is divine, neither is Marine Corps policy. So to all the Marines out there serving time and time and time again, where the PERS tempo and the ops tempo is incredible in regards to our nation's history, special thanks to them and their families. God bless the United States Marine Corps. Thank you for this opportunity. And Semper Fi.